So I've talked with you for many, many years about transportation. It's been a passion of yours. But you've also supported things that could be constituted as tax increases, and that's a very unpopular thing in some Republican circles. Is that going to be a liability for you going forward? Because I'm sure that's going to be the first thing that your opponents attack you on.
Well, sure, it already is something. Listen, I will own the transportation conversation. I have with you and many others for 10 years. I ran for Senate to let Missourians know our infrastructure system is unbelievably underfunded. And I'm the first guy to push for Missourians to vote to see if that is an appropriate way to fund transportation. Since then, Governor John Ashcroft did it back in the early 90s. He was the first guy to put forward that question. And as early as 2015, in an interview with other governors, he said that was the thing he was most thankful for, because he would shudder to think where our transportation system would be without that funding. I'm not a fan of taxes. I'm not a fan of imposing new taxes. Gas tax is a user fee. If you ride your bike or you walk, you're not paying it. Now, that might sound ridiculous, but the truth of the matter is only people who drive vehicles will pay that. And funding our infrastructure system is incredibly important to our state's economy. It's important to family safety. It's important to every measurement you could do. So I think that once Missourians see things like I-76 lane across the state and some other improvements, they'll understand how important that is.
What about the sales tax, though, that you supported in the early 2010s? Because that is something that everybody pays for.
Well, Missourians rejected that. That was just one way to fund it, because we have so many visitors across the state. That was the theory about that, is that if you have folks across this that are visiting here and paying sales tax, that's quite frankly how Florida and some of the other states have boosted up their general revenue, is increasing their sales tax. Look, when I was in the Senate and as lieutenant governor, I've either voted and brought to the floor the largest tax cut in state history, or presided over the next largest, which Governor Parson had in the special session just last year. So I've cut way more taxes and refunded way more money to Missourians than any of those initiatives have ever produced.